Though still vice president, Aaron Burr is blocked from power by Thomas Jefferson. And he seeks vengeance for those who have wronged him. To regain his political status, Burr runs for governor of New York. Like Burr, Alexander Hamilton's power is diminished by Thomas Jefferson's victory. But he can still use his influence in New York politics to keep Burr from becoming governor.
The next election.
New York, as big a town as it was, wasn't big enough for the egos of both Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton. It was inevitable that they were going to come into confrontation with one another.
Colonel Burr is a dangerous man.
He is more despicable than even you know. Take heed, gentlemen. I have it on good authority that the Colonel's eye for the ladies may even extend to his own family, his daughter.
It is not known precisely what Alexander Hamilton says about Aaron Burr to trigger their duel. Some historians believe it's gossip about Burr's immoral behavior, which is rampant at the time. Whatever it is, Burr's belief that Hamilton is speaking behind his back is enough to offend his honor and cause him to challenge Alexander Hamilton to a duel.
Did you know, my dear, that this house was George Washington's headquarters in '76? And I was one of his aides. But it was tedious beyond belief. It's no wonder Hamilton loved him so.
Alexander Hamilton. He's so dull and honorable.
Do you think Hamilton is honorable? And I am not. Political opposition can never absolve gentlemen from the necessity of a rigid adherence to the laws of honor and the rules of decorum. Thank you for helping me see what I must do.
Burr, when he challenges Hamilton to a duel, that is very emotionally fraught for Hamilton. His son had been killed in a duel defending his father's honor. Hamilton was disgusted by duels, but in those days, when you get challenged to a duel, you cannot decline.
The feud explodes when the founding father and the sitting vice president meet at a popular dueling ground across the Hudson in New Jersey, where the punishment for dueling is less severe.
Each man felt that his political star was in decline. If they had been on the ascent, if they saw that things were getting better, then they just could have brushed it off. But duels were the kinds of things that men who saw themselves as less than they once had been engaged in to remind the world that they were important.
Gentlemen, are you ready?
Ready?
Stop! Gentlemen, are you ready?
Ready?
Political divisions are now personal for Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton. Their duel is a desperate attempt to hold on to power in a country moving forward without them.
Stop!
This will do. You may proceed.
Present.
Best of luck to you, Colonel Burr. And to you, General Hamilton. After all, it's only politics. Hamilton!
I'm a dead man. This is a mortal wound, Doctor.
Before the duel, Alexander Hamilton writes in a letter that he plans to, quote, throw away his shot, a common practice in duels. Those who wish to maintain their honor while leaving room for reconciliation will deliberately miss their target. We will never know if it's Hamilton's final choice to purposefully miss. But we do know that Burr does not miss, hitting Hamilton squarely in the gut, whether he intended to or not.
Burr's shot shreds Hamilton's abdomen and lodges in his spine, paralyzing him. He's taken back to New York, where, after 31 agonizing hours, he finally dies.
Vice President Aaron Burr, this guy who killed the former Secretary of the Treasury, a founding father, flees New York City, flees New Jersey, and goes back to Washington, D.C. Then he serves out his term as vice president.
With no chance of regaining power in government, Burr heads west. For nearly 2 years, he meets with potential accomplices and concocts plans, which some believe involve waging war against America.
Burr is unprincipled.
Whose aim or stroke could never be sure.
We fought to rid ourselves of unjust taxes! Is this not tyranny? Tyranny!
Hamilton's honor. Nigh enough.
As Aaron Burr travels around the West, raising money, buying land, and attracting followers, rumors start back east that he's trying to found a new country and overthrow the American government. Though Burr's actual goal is more likely a private invasion of Mexico, Thomas Jefferson believes the rumors and demands Burr be arrested and tried for treason.
Burr is spotted in a small town, barely recognizable in a beard and disheveled clothing, disguise, or an outward sign of how far he's fallen.
Are you Colonel Aaron Burr?
Who's asking? Unhand me!
You're under arrest for the crime of treason against the United States of America.
No!
Aaron Burr is dragged back to Richmond, Virginia, to stand trial for treason. To defeat the treason charges, Burr must clean himself up and return to his old charming self in court. Now an enemy of the state, if President Jefferson gets his way, Aaron Burr will hang for his crimes. Former Vice President Aaron Burr stands trial. Not for killing Alexander Hamilton, but for treason. Accused by President Thomas Jefferson of trying to start a war against America.
In a trial for the high crime of treason, one question must be answered. Did the accused commit an overt act of war?
Burr placed himself into a state of war with this country. And it would be a great and glorious virtue to see this traitor dead.
6 months ago, Our president proclaimed that there was a war, and I was the instigator of it. And yet for 6 months they've been hunting for it and still cannot find one spot where it existed.
I'm inclined to agree with Colonel Burr.
Burr ultimately was acquitted, and it frustrated Jefferson, who was doing his best to get Burr convicted. But Burr was a clever lawyer, so he gets off.
Despite his acquittal, Burr is finished in American politics and goes into exile in Europe.
Thanks for watching. If you'd like to help us produce more compelling historical content like this, please like, comment below, and share this video with fellow history buffs. And of course, be sure to subscribe to help keep history happening.